Financial arguments often have a lasting effect on relationships. Plus, its correlation with divorce. Today, we have a very interesting topic for you, and we have interesting people. As usual, we bring very interesting people on our show, but today's own, just wait and see who we have on the show. Welcome to our program.
Thank you for having me.
So why are you Mr. Handsome, husband material, everything? Let's
know, ladies have prayer points.
Really?
When it comes to like the choice of a partner, and they look into the future because no one wants their kids looking some type of way. So
you know that.
They have a specification, and to the glory of God, most of them will say tall, dark, and handsome. I mean, I'm tall, dark. The handsome part is dependent on the angle you are looking at.
Husband material.
Wow. Okay, Luchi, we'll get back to him. Let's hear you. What was it with
Niger half-caste?
Niger half-caste.
Well, I'm a mixed breed, mixed in so many ways. Born in Ibadan, born to an Akwa Ibom mother, born to an Imo father, married to an Anambra husband, schooled in the West. I have been to so many states in Nigeria, let's just say two. Yeah, such a mix. That's where the name Niger. There's a lot of half-caste overseas, but I decided to bring it Niger.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Exactly.
Such creativity.
Thank you.
Such creativity. All right, today's topic is finances in relationship. Lucia, I'm going to start with you. Should couples be open about their finance in relationship?
That when you're talking about relationship, you're talking about before marriage, during courtship. Because there's a different scenario before marriage and after marriage.
I think we should talk marriage, because
okay, let me look at it from the marriage point of view.
It's so risky for you to go and do that one before marriage.
Exactly. So if you're talking about being open in your finances before marriage, right? Now, before marriage is a different ball game. Now, when you're still courting each other, you guys are still getting to know each other.
Should you be open?
Open to...
Should you tell the...
Yeah, you should be open, but now open is relative. There are certain things that I did not personally tell my partner before marriage. But when we got married, we realized that, okay, we're trying to build something together. And because we have that common goal, we had to be open as much as possible. Okay. That's for me.
Well, for me, I think the key word here is understanding. Because before marriage, certain people tend to form a perception of what they see. She looks at you, you dress in fancy clothes, you drive a luxury car, you live in a choice apartment, and she begins to think of holidays in Ibiza, Zanzibar, and the rest of them. Yeah. So the understanding that, okay, there's a limitation to what we can do if we eventually move this forward. I think that would form responsible, an open financial relationship. So that she doesn't look at you and start calculating school fees of maybe 5 million, 10 million, and the rest of them. So if you have a fair understanding of what the financial status of the partner is like, I think it will give you a fair understanding. So for me, I advocate responsible opening.
Okay. That's before marriage.
That's before and after marriage.
No, we're talking before. Now let's talk after.
Before self, it should be undercover. Then after marriage, responsible opening, because they might tie you somewhere if you open too much.
No, but Chukwudi, let me even enter, because now, yes, if the man was giving the woman the impression, like you said, buying expensive clothes, living in choice apartments, you're giving me the impression that you can always buy me an aeroplane.
No, you can't.
So why can't that?
There's a difference.
Yeah.
If I live in a choice area and I drive a luxury car and I wear fancy clothes, it doesn't still mean that I'll give you an aeroplane. It doesn't mean that you take private jet trips. I mean, it's your perception. If for me,
based on what I'm seeing physically.
Yes, you are the one thinking of private jet.
Because I'm seeing things that can afford it.
But you are the one getting to a conclusion.
Okay.
You did not ask me. You are saying, oh.
How will I ask you when I'm saying that you are riding the 2017/2018 brand new SUV?
Do you know if the car is higher purchase?
Even if it's higher purchase, that means you have the power to actually purchase it.
Okay. But higher purchase. Okay. Wow. There's higher in front of the purchase.
Okay. So would it be wise for couples to disclose their financial status to each other to avoid during marriage, while in marriage?
Okay, while in marriage, it's very important. It's very necessary for both partners. Now I know
transparent.
To be transparent. Now I know in our mother's time they'll say the husband's money. If you're my husband, your money is our money, but my money is my money.
He's still in existence.
No, but now a lot of people have, we have a lot of women who are breadwinners nowadays.
Yeah, they're breadwinners.
Yes, they're the ones carrying more of the responsibility of the home compared to the man. And that in situations like that, maybe the man is not as financially buoyant as the woman. So after marriage, there should be the highest level of transparency, but with wisdom.
Okay. Because I know there's something called vexed money.
That's why I said with wisdom. With wisdom.
There's a popular, it's really very, very popular where they say if the man has 5,000 naira and the woman has 55,000 naira, you know, the money in the house is 5,000 naira.
That's our money.
Because it's her money.
Okay.
And your money is everybody's money.
So what we're saying here is that there shouldn't, you cannot have total transparency when it comes to finance.
I think so long as we operate on the mindset that, you know, the man is the breadwinner, the man, even in social studies, we're taught, or children are still taught till date that the father is the breadwinner. It's easy to see father pays the school fees, father pays house rent, then you hear the mother takes care of the children, prepares food, takes them to school. If we still operate on that somewhat unwritten rule, it's really going to be very, very difficult. And for men, you know, we carry ourselves with a lot of respect. And when it comes to finance and the other part, maybe the other room, men take it really very, very, you know, important. So if you now begin to feel that if this woman understands that, for example, I earn 100,000 naira and she makes maybe 300,000 naira, she'll begin to disrespect me. You would want to. So I think that, you know, the both of them should just understand that there's a limit to what it should be. Can he provide for or cater to the needs of the family, or can we as a couple cater to the needs of our children? If so, yes, I think we should just operate on that respect mindset to avoid what I call see finish.
See finish. Okay, now Chukudi, I would like to ask you, do you think your partner should know the amount of money you collect as monthly salary?
I think it's not necessary.
What?
Yes, it's not necessary. It's not
because
necessary.
I'm saying this because a lot of husbands do not let their wives know how much they collect monthly.
Because it's not necessary.
What? If we're talking about transparency,
okay.
please tell me.
Now, there are needs and we have wants. If we meet up with all that is important in the family, there's no point. You know, the woman is like, money day now. Money
but
day.
Chukudi, you're advocating for transparency in financial
No, I said responsible opening. You know what I'm talking about? Yes. Not the limit. We must draw a line.
Okay. This responsible opening. Let's see now. You earn 100,000. Your wife earns 500,000.
Yes.
Okay. When it comes to soup money, if you drop 10,000, your wife should be able to cook with that 10,000 naira.
Of course.
She shouldn't bring anything from her own purse.
No, if she wants to add to it.
No, I will not add because you are the breadwinner.
I mean, you can eat snail, you can eat goat meat, you can eat cow leg.
No, why?
You can also eat fish.
The idea is to fill your stomach. If she wants to add anything, it's fine.
It's a business.
But responsible opening.
Opening. Okay.
In fact, I'm in awe because Chukudi is saying husband material in quotes.
Of course.
He's saying a lot of things that will not be on the list of any lady who's looking for a husband.
No, but the truth is,
it's the husband material.
Now the truth is, when you get the man, I mean, it's a different ball game. Because like you said, we're building a future. And a lot of people understand that the man would live first before the woman.
I don't understand. Excuse me, I don't understand. What does that mean? Live first before the woman?
It's normal. If
normal?
If we're a married couple and we do prayer point and I pray, God, take my wife before me, will you be happy with me? So
but not in all cases, because if there are certain scenarios where we say ladies first, you people say after the men.
No, but you people always insist that, the mother must take care of the children and everything. So you want to take care of the children, no worries, stay.
People have been doing it for a long time coming.
Let's do it, we can continue, but let's do what we want to do. Allow us to do well and go in peace.
What are you?
So when you say do well and go in peace.
Let's take a break, we'll be right back. I don't even know how to go with this husband material of Chukudi.
My individual account, especially when you don't want me to know how much you're earning, baby boy, I am not going to do that with you.
No, but there's a difference. Take for example, women pay a lot for the price of beauty. And some of us don't understand. Like for example, I can sit down and get a haircut for 300 naira, 500 naira, at most 1,500.
It's the Edakwillie Show. Oh.
Welcome back. We are still discussing this hot topic today with our fabulous people, fabulous guests today. Finances in relationship. Now, husband material. Do you think, is it important for spouses to discuss purchases before they go ahead? I mean, real planning. Not just like maybe someone will go and buy hair of 300 hair and come back and shine first. Do you think it's necessary?
I think it's really very, very important. And it's basically because since it's a family and you want to accommodate the interest of everyone, it's important that you reach a compromise. Take for example, we want the very best of education for our kids. But I mean, the child can get the very best of education for a particular son. But maybe because you want class and you want to sit amongst your friends and say, oh, my child attends, this school or that school. So we need to maybe try to fork out some extra amount to pay for that, and causing constraints on the family's finances. I'm not saying the man now, the family's finances. It's really very, very, it's the family. Of course, it's in the interest of the family.
Yes.
It's important to sit down and discuss, because we have seen situations where the woman goes out to buy, maybe maybe one pair of shoes, and she comes back with an entire wardrobe.
But remember
without discussing how much you're collecting.
Yeah.
Now it's just like asking now, should the couple have a joint account or they should have an individual account? This is a similar scenario. Now for me, to answer the question now, it's a yes or no game. It's a yes or no in the sense that yes, you can discuss your purchases or what you guys have bought collectively or individually, but for me there's going to be a limitation, because if I tell you that I bought so and so, which is my own money that I used to buy it, I bought this for this amount, you will say, so you have this kind of amount. So I'll rather, so I'll rather, you know what, I'll say, okay, since we are collectively trying to send somebody, a child of ours to school that's quite expensive, we'll collectively contribute towards that and put it somewhere. But my individual account, especially when you don't want me to know how much you're earning, baby boy, I am not going to do that with you.
No, but there's a difference. Take for example, women pay a lot for the price of beauty, and some of us don't understand. Like for example, I can sit down and get a haircut for 300 naira, 500 naira, at most 1,500,
okay,
with red eyes. But for the woman, she spends hours to look beautiful. There's something they call exfoliating and the rest of them. Go through several hours to look really beautiful. And when you see the bill at the end, you begin to wonder, shey is for me. Please just do your shuku and I will appreciate you.
But at the end of the day, a lot of men who talk like this still go outside and admire those girls that still spend so much.
There's no man on the face of the earth that admires you for just your Brazilian hair. Just
for your beauty.
Something must be. Which beauty? Men don't look at the face now. There are other things that attract us. Beauty is not 1 to 10. Ask all the men you know. Beauty is not 1 to 10. Beauty. Have you not seen?
So if you're saying that men are not attracted to women,
no, I'm not saying they're not attracted.
Okay.
I'm saying it's not 1 to 10.
It's not 1 to 10. So why do women keep doing it over and over again?
Thank you. Now, it makes them stand out. But it's really very, very difficult for you to see a man that will say, wow, or see men that say, wow, her hair is very long. 1 out of 1 billion men.
I'm talking of overall.
What would they say? What do they say?
And we know what we say. Wow, that babe carry. That's basically what it is. It's not the hair that you are carrying on your head. You carry means that you have certain things that appeal to a generality of men.
From husband
so, of course, discussing purchases is really very, very important to avoid problems on the long run.
Okay. Husband, looking at yourself, I'm already laughing. Let's take this question from our social media. We'll be right back.
This one is from Ife. Hi, Auntie Willie. I saw the argument part, but it is exactly the opposite in my home. I am the prudent planner and my husband the careless spender. He expects me to take care of more bills because I seemingly earn more for now. So he tells a lot of fantastic lies about his pay when it comes. It's either he is owing someone and had used all the money to settle his debt, or he lies that he was robbed in a bus. I am tired though. Am I supposed to shoulder more responsibilities? How do I deal with this?
Welcome back. In case you're just joining us, you've been watching the Edakwillie Show, and we're still discussing this interesting topic, finances in a relationship. You just heard from one of our contributors, Ife. Please, how do you respond to that? Let me start with Mr. Husband.
Well, I think it's a cross that she will have to carry for a long time.
Why so?
Because she has exposed herself already.
By being truthful.
No, it's not about being truthful. Remember I said responsible opening.
Oh.
Now, for example, the husband knows she earns more. She can afford to go through whatever trouble to provide for the needs of the family. And he might rest on the fact that, after all, it's our family. You're the mother, I'm the father. It's in the interest. And we all understand that, to a considerable degree, women show more women show more attention to especially taking care of the kids, because a lot of kids are seen as a reflection of the mom, most especially. So it's really very, very important that I think she needs to embark on a fast. Oh. Because they will keep robbing that man, stealing, and his salary will always be delayed so long as she continues to earn more.
But
so
now
she has to carry that cross.
You see, that's the issue now, because we're talking about finances and being open, talking about your salary and how much you collect. Now the man, in quote, husband material, knows how much she's collecting, and now he's using it against her. In your situation, you're saying your wife, your girlfriend should not know how much you're collecting. If the woman was not being open or being so honest to her partner, probably this is not going to be the scenario we'll be listening to.
That's why I said responsible opening.
So now if you're telling me responsible opening, that means you're telling us and you're telling people out there that they shouldn't come out.
No, I'm saying
and state how much
truthfully
the wife is collecting.
For example,
when you say draw a line, okay, let's assume that when you're saying drawing a line, are you saying that if you ask me, if I'm your partner, you ask me how much I'm collecting, I'm supposed to say I will not ask you, because I will not tell you mine. So there's no point. We will just be using street to carry the matter. So that means there's no honesty in your marriage.
No, that's not it. That's taking it too deep. That's going too
Mr. Husband is thinking like a typical husband material.
Yeah, to be safe, because anything can happen.
Yeah.
You see, for example, a lady says, I want a dream wedding. I want roses. I want all white everywhere, and the rest of them. My wedding gown must be Vera Wang. It must be ₦1 million. And the man is looking at you like this. Well, hope your man can solve this thing. You say, no. There's a way we'll just do it, baby. If you do it like that, you must continue doing it, because you want dream wedding, dream marriage. Keep dreaming.
So Chukwudi, if you're a husband and you have life insurance on you, would you let your wife know that you have life insurance?
Of course, life insurance, knowing that I will go first. Yeah, I will go first. Life insurance.
Chukwudi, you're Igbo. What is Inano? Inano in Igbo?
Inano. Okay, Inano. Very wise man. It's good to go with a wise man, because you cannot predict. It's just like a football game. It's 90 minutes.
No, but Chukwudi,
there are certain times where you need counter.
Chukwudi,
there are certain times where offside or penalty can even help you.
Because if you ask me, the man is just hiding behind a lazy excuse of not trying to work extra hard to try and bring in something to the family to make sure that he keeps up. In fact, the woman should even be praised. A lot of women in that situation don't want to take advantage.
But we don't know if the man is telling a lie, because
if the woman that is reporting.
No, if the woman is reporting, she says that the man says his salary, we understand where
every month, wait, Chukwudi, every month your salary is being robbed from you.
It's possible.
Why would you withdraw all?
In fact, I think that the woman should even start up a fund of sorts and get the man a car. That will solve the problem of one chance robbing.
Chukwudi.
She has to be
husband material.
Husband material. Thank you so much. It is very simple, because I see scenarios that you see a man's salary is like maybe 20K, and you go into the house, the woman earns more. You see the food that she puts on the table. The man will drop maybe 5K for food. The soup that she's cooking is like 50,000 naira worth of soup.
Come on, one big family. Let's all be happy.
Hello.
Let's all be happy.
In which happiness on top of my money?
I always say, cook what is worth
the money given.
The money that he drops.
So it don't affect his ego.
Yeah.
He begins to say, oh, so I gave you money for tinko meat, that small one, that when you fry it, it will even lose weight. It will shrink, and you are putting cow leg. You are rubbing it in my face, no problem.
But he's doing it to cover up for the whole family at the end of the day.
Meat is meat. We even have extra in our body. Meat is meat.
So you can decide to fast and not take at all.
Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
A whole lot has to do with finances. So one best way to try as much as you can to resolve all these issues is to just be responsibly open.
Well, I'll tell any woman from a realistic point of view, even if you choose to be open, you should also be wise.
It's the Edakwillie Show.
Welcome back. We're still watching the Edakwillie Show and finances in relationship. Husband material. Let's say your final word in finances in relationship.
Okay, the truth is the partners should try as much as they can to understand each other, and the work that is put into making the relationship viable should be commensurate. For example, if it's one person doing 70% of all and you have somebody doing 30%, I mean, there's an imbalance and there's a problem. So if both parties try as much as they can to say, okay, this is what we can do, I think you should be able to draw a line. Because if we do a comparative analysis of the issues that result in failed marriages, especially aside from the other part that has to do with maybe infidelity, a whole lot has to do with finances. So one best way to try as much as you can to resolve all these issues is to just be responsibly open.
Yes, I get you.
Responsibly open. Well, I'll tell any woman from a realistic point of view, even if you choose to be open, you should also be wise. Always have a stack as backup, because we belong to a society where if anything happens, if any bad thing comes out to open that is being done by the man's ego is being raised up. But when it comes to a woman, her in-laws would even tell her or would even kick her out of the house. What do you fall back on? Even if the woman is the breadwinner.
So
please be wise. And always you can have joint account with your partner. I am never against it, but also be smart to have a personal account that he may or may not even know about.
So she agrees with me. So I've won.
Really?
Yeah.
Kind of.
You're saying she should have something that the man does not know. So if you're saying she should have something the man does not know,
because of the society, that is why I am going on that path.
So,
but other than that, it should be as open as possible.
So it's okay now.
Like a vex money.
Vex money.
Keep talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Because you know that some guys, when they know that you have money, as a lady you have money, if that your money doesn't finish, they will not remove their eyes from that.
Well, if you want to be spending it, let's spend your own too.
You see?
So
your money is our money.
Of course.
And my money is my money.
But responsibly.
But when the guy knows that you have money, you know they have some kind of trick. They have tricks, men, they have tricks. He'll find a way to collect all that money.
One chance, always robbing him.
Yeah.
And she should be kind enough to buy a car for the man.
And that's why she also has to be
money.
smart enough to buy a car for herself first.
Then buy for the man.
If I can think of you.
It's all the
Because
work
the
of
bottom line is that the
work
man
that
wants to
you're
be
doing.
the man. He wants to be the king in his house. So,
Yeah, it's important not to try as much as you can to show that you're trying to undermine his position. Because like I said, we establish or we operate on an unwritten rule. The man is the head of the family, he's the breadwinner. But if you look at the definition of breadwinner per se, you might come with something more to the table. But so long as the man and our society don't try to make it look like you're undermining the man.
but is it okay for the man to always go out and spend his money any way he likes, wants, because it's his money?
But ultimately, if the interest of the family is
The
protected,
interest of the family is there, but
school
you know,
fees, house rent, chop money, wife looking fly.
He has done that one,
But
no
it
problem.
doesn't mean that the man should not take 6 bottles or pop. If he can take care of these ones, then there's no problem. Allow him.
Okay.
Thank you so much for coming on the program,
you.
Mr. Husband Material. Chukwudi. Thank you so much.
Thank you very
We had a wonderful time. I had a wonderful time. Oluchi,
Thank you
so much,
for having us.
for what you're doing. I like what you're doing. Thank you so much. I hope you really enjoyed it. Stay tuned. We'll be back with our medicine from the kitchen. You stay with us.
It's the Edakwillie Show.